It all starts right here.
Calvin, welcome to Seoul, South Korea. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for also joining us today.
My pleasure to join you guys.
Jimmy Kim, a local Korean content creator, joins us as we track down Korea's 4 worst-rated foods. Our journey begins in Gyeongdong Market.
Gyeongdong Market is one of the most popular markets in Seoul. People from not only Seoul, but in greater Gyeonggi province area visit this market. The turtles, the antlers, ginseng, these are extremely popular items in this market. And these items are thought to have a lot of medicinal benefits to you in Korea.
I'm curious if that's why people are also eating this food right here. This is the silkworm pupa. It's a food that you could smell it from a mile away. Excuse me, a kilometer.
It smells like dirt. Musty, earthy, like an insect musk. It's very thick in the air.
Right.
Silkworm pupa are a byproduct of silk farming. As the larvae, or silkworms, transition to the pupal stage, they spin finely threaded cocoons. Farmers harvest these cocoons for silk production, while the pupa inside end up as someone else's meal. These particular pupa came all the way from China.
When people eat it, are they eating it for health benefits or just because they like the way it tastes?
건강을 위해서.
Most people just eat it for the health benefit of it. She believes that this is higher in protein compared to meat like beef. And people with diabetes would see improvements if they consume this consistently. And a lot of young people started coming here for its health benefits too.
When you say young, you mean like me and Calvin?
이런 정도 분들을 말하는.
Why is she laughing? I don't know Korean.
I don't appreciate that.
She said people like those.
Like these trendy teenagers over here.
Oh.
These pupa get rinsed clean again and again until not a speck of dirt remains. Then they're boiled with vinegar to mask any musty aroma, and they're rinsed once again. Time to add some flavor with salt and seasoning powder. Toss in sweet onions, green onions, and chilies, then simmer until they're tender and ready to eat.
All my life, I politely declined all the offers of bandegi, so this will be my first time.
What do you think it is that puts people off about this food?
Because of the way it looks.
I would add the way it smells in there too. The taste is much better than the smell. I can taste maybe feels like some wet earth on the inside, like muddy or like a sludge.
Some kind of a root of a plant, like burdock.
But then you get a nice gush of the extra flavoring she's put inside.
It doesn't feel as dry as it looks. It's not as unpleasant as I had imagined it to be. It feels like dense protein.
I think in the West, we see bugs, especially eating them whole, the guts and everything. It seems disgusting. When we think about it as being sustenance, as being nutritious, and also delicious, I think it's just misunderstood.
I think it's misunderstood. I've had it in the past and I liked it a lot less. I think what you're doing here with this recipe, it's something special. This is a dish that could be very bad for the way she's made it. It's pretty good. Is it my favorite food ever? No, but maybe third or fourth. This is an appetizer, but by the end of today, we're gonna be eating a food that is literally one of the most pungent, one of the worst foods I've ever had in my life. Oh my God, Ooh. But first, seafood.
I love trying the wildest foods in every country we visit, even the ones people warn us about. But the truth is, the toughest stuff in life usually isn't on a plate. It's the things you carry around in your head. And you can't just power through those the way you power through a funky bite of food. That's why I want to talk about our paid partner, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp is the easiest way that I've found to get professional support when you need it. Here's a video of me in my 20s. Big, insecure, stressed out, pretending everything was under control when it wasn't. Therapy helped me look back and understand why I was living like that. I spent those years overworking, overeating, and drinking too much, just to avoid what I didn't want to face. Figuring that out made a huge difference in who I am today. It showed me how much better it gets when I finally understood the patterns that were running my life without me noticing. That's why I like working with BetterHelp. They make the whole therapy thing simple. You answer a few questions. They match you with a credentialed therapist in a couple of days, and if it doesn't feel right, you can switch. No extra cost, no drama. With more than 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, it's a platform you can trust. So if something has been sitting heavy on your mind, this might be the moment to try therapy for yourself. Visit BetterHelp.com or click the link in the description to get 10% off your first month. Now, back to the show.
Next, we're headed to EATGIN Seafood Market, the biggest seafood market in all of Korea. Here, we'll try some species so alien, they look like they crash landed from another planet.
They get new fish in every morning. They distribute fish from here all over the country every day. And they operate 24 hours.
It's open 24 hours a day.
It is.
So at 4 in the morning, I can come here and have a lobster.
가능해요, 가능해요.
Yes, you can.
Meet Hannah, the owner of the seafood stall. She's been running this edible aquarium for 6 years.
One by one, I want to go through some of the seafoods that we're going to be trying today. The first thing I'd like you to do is, could you please grab a sea pineapple?
A what?
A sea pineapple. How do you say this one in Korean?
멍게.
Monge. Do you know why it's called a sea pineapple in English?
It looks like pineapple.
Have you ever seen a pineapple that looks like that, ma'am?
The sea pineapple is a marine invertebrate of the Northwest Pacific. It spends its whole life attached to a stone or a harbor wall, surviving on whatever the sea carries its way.
Have you ever seen this before?
No, it looks like a heart.
Yeah, it looks more like a heart than a pineapple, if I'm being honest.
Despite its availability, it seems only countries like Japan and Korea truly appreciate this strange pineapple under the sea.
What is it that Korean folks like about this seafood?
We like the taste of it.
Chewy, bitter, but sweeter.
She's not selling me on this sea pineapple right now.
It's chewy and bitter, but sweeter.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Do foreigners ever try this one?
Yes.
And they like it?
Just once.
Just once. But this is not the final food for today. Calvin, hold my penis. Fish.
Sonny. Oh God, what is this thing?
Its name is penis.
Son, you can't say that on YouTube.
And then after that,
Why is it squirting all over the place?
fish.
The Korean penis fish, known as kaebul in Korean, isn't actually a fish, but a marine spoonworm, a distant relative of the earthworm.
Is there any medicinal value to this penis fish?
남성분들이 많이들
It
사가시는
seems that a lot of men like to eat it for some reason.
That's a bit suspect. No wonder the birth rate is so low in South Korea.
How would you eat this?
내장을 빼서
So you typically remove the organs of it and then you eat it raw.
But if there's so much water in here, how much meat is left in this?
30% 정도밖에 안 돼요.
The meat is actually about 30% of the weight. So they sell it by unit.
I'm sorry, there's something funny about calling a penis fish a unit. There's one more food I want to discuss before we go. Cucumber. It's a food that I hate, except for cucumbers that come from the sea.
I've seen this in Japanese anime. I vaguely recall having this as a child. I haven't had it for a long time.
Sounds like a repressed memory. Are you going to therapy for that?
Yes, and other forms of doctors too.
The sea cucumber, called haesam in Korea, is a slimy saltwater sensation that lives 30 to 90 feet below the ocean surface. In Korea, they come in black, red, and blue-green, with the red sea cucumber being the most prized among locals.
A couple years ago, I went to Australia. There were literally thousands of sea cucumbers and nobody was eating them. I would say most of the world, they don't even see it as food. How does that make you feel?
너무 고맙죠.
She's extremely grateful because we get to keep all of them to ourselves.
In Korea, sea cucumbers, kaebul, and sea pineapples are typically eaten raw. The insides, guts, and important life-giving organs are discarded, leaving the fresh flesh to be enjoyed.
What do you think it is about these seafoods in particular that turn off people coming to Korea for the first time?
Because they all look like some kind of aliens, right? Visually very foreign to them. When you put them in your mouth, it does smell very fishy. You probably don't want to kiss anybody right after eating this.
Just one level above the seafood market, Cheongdam Restaurant plates up and prepares platters of seafood.
First, we talked about the sea pineapple. She simply guts it, pulls out the bad organs, keeps the meat.
Sure.
Very salty.
Why did it get bitter?
Oh, and I'm getting some bitter notes now.
It remains in your mouth too.
Usually, Korean folks would be swigging some soju to make that taste go away. I'm saving the soju until our last location.
To me, it tastes like a briny clam.
A little spongy.
It's just like after you drink a Coke Zero. There's this sweetness and numbness in your tongue.
Like the aspartame that's in a Coke Zero. That's what we're experiencing here. Okay, the next one on our list right here is the kaebul. Talk about a size reduction. This looks completely unrecognizable from what we saw inside.
It's just that nervous.
I do not understand why somebody would want to eat such a creature. It doesn't look appetizing.
You could say that for so many foods, but maybe after you try it, it turns out to be delicious. I think you just look at it differently from that point onwards.
Do you see this as yummy?
Nope.
Not that bad.
It's like biting on rubber or like a little ball made up of rubber bands, but the flavor.
Delicious. Mild, sweet.
When you chew, the more sweetness comes out of it.
I think it's the texture is so appealing to the diner. I'm really having a hard time with this.
It's the flat chopsticks. Between the two, that's certainly my favorite. We have one more seafood remaining, and that is the sea cucumber. This is gonna be also a texture sensation. This is like a thin piece of cartilage, very chewy, but on the surface of it is a slimy skin, like a raw squid with a really nice, hard, chewy cartilage feeling texture underneath. I kind of like it.
I love it. It tastes like salted butter,
There's a little hint of sweetness, kind of fruity flavor too.
It is a cucumber.
which is a fruit.
The sea cucumber also has a lot of guts and innards that are torn out from its insides. Actually, those guts and so on are right here.
In Japan, sea cucumber guts are fermented and enjoyed in a dish known as konowata. But here in Korea, they're dumped out raw and eaten straight up.
There is a way that us Koreans enjoy this by grabbing this dried seaweed, crush it on top of this bowl of white rice. You get a scoop of this innards, put it on top of the rice.
First of all, that is snot. That is, if Poseidon did a snot rocket, it's salty, but then it gets very bitter at the end.
It's overbearing. I've had bile, I've had really weird things, but that bitterness, it's almost like bleach.
I wish I had some bleach right now.
I actually quite enjoyed it. I didn't think it was too bitter. Funnily enough, with the seaweed, almost felt like I'm having a wrap of uni with rice.
Yeah, not true.
Yeah.
No.
Really?
I don't think it's awful. I think it's okay. I think it takes a little bit to get used to. It's a taste that you wouldn't expect to find from seafood. Fascinating. But this is only the beginning. We have a lot more coming, and honestly, we're only leveling up from here.
Soon, our worst food journey will bring us to one of the most revolting dishes I have ever
I
tried.
want you to give that a bit of a sniff.
I'm gonna make my good friend Calvin go through the same exact experience.
Oh.
But before that, we have one last stop.
Right now we are at a barbershop across from the restaurant that we're going to be going to soon. And we have some...
It's a barbershop.
Wow, I said barbershop? Yes, don't let her know that.
Ms. Lee runs her own butcher shop here in Doksan-dong Cattle Market, Seoul's go-to spot for tasty chopped up animal parts. But today, we're here to eat beef body parts you've never even heard of. And better yet, we're doing it raw.
That looks like a rug.
It's a special part of the stomach. It might be the omesum. Cow's stomach has 4 chambers. That's 12 of them right there. This is the cow's spleen. This thing is gigantic.
The spleen acts like the cow's blood filter, clearing out worn-out red blood cells and guarding the body against germs. But it's still not the most bizarre beef cut on our list.
What is your best guess?
It's a shoelace.
This right here is the cow's spinal cord.
No.
Yes.
The spinal cord. It's like a long telephone line inside the cow's backbone that carries messages between its brain and the rest of its body. At least it used to. Each cow has only one spinal cord, which makes it rare and pricey. About half a pound like this costs over $20.
We believe that this is high in protein and great for your libido.
Well, when you put it that way,
It sounds delicious.
Today we're trying 4 cow parts: the liver, spleen, omesum, and spinal cord, all sliced into bite-sized pieces.
in Korea, all of these are eaten raw. They're never eaten cooked.
Right, I've never seen that actually.
Why is it that these foods are never cooked in Korea?
The tradition of eating raw organs in Korea dates back centuries, influenced by nomadic cultures from neighboring Mongolia.
We believe they carry more health benefits, and we just find it more delicious when it's raw.
Old school Korean barbecue fans enjoy these raw meat appetizers while waiting for the main course to grill, but many young Koreans see these as unappetizers. The sight, the smell, the safety risks are enough to push these cuts into this country's worst rated category.
What can you say to convince younger people and non-Koreans that they should give this a try?
미국 사람들이 오시면은
The spinal cord is good for libido. The liver is rich in vitamin B and is good for your vision. The spleen, iron, good for your blood. And the stomach is good for your stomach.
I think we should trust the wisdom of the old folks. If they say this is good, then gosh dang it, I agree. Most likely. Let's actually taste it and find out. I feel like most of the unusual foods we're going to be trying today are protein-based. We started with bugs, then we went to the ocean, and now we're here with one of God's gorgeous land animals, the cow. Let's start with the liver. First of all, I want to point out big chunks, real big chunks.
Yeah.
Except for what Jimmy got.
I'm sorry.
That's a nice chunk. All right, cheers. Oh, why your face look like that?
I'm trying to be respectful here.
Wow. Oh, certainly tastes like liver.
Very chewy, and there's a sense of fiber in there too, so you know it's meat. Every time you chew, there's more and more blood flavor that comes out of it too.
But they have this sauce right here. This is a sesame oil with a little bit of salt and pepper inside. Much better.
The sesame oil just coats that liver and almost encapsulates it so that the blood doesn't gush in your mouth.
It does feel like a more complete food with the sauce.
100%. I think we should probably include the sauce from here on out. So moving on from the liver, we should go to the stomach. The texture is completely different this time. I almost feel like I'm eating freshly chopped octopus.
I don't think there's much flavor going on here.
You almost wouldn't be able to tell if it's animal-based or if it's plant-based. It's almost like mushroom to me.
Oh, that's a fair point. I have eaten stomach that was also raw, but it wasn't clean. They literally killed the cow, cut its stomach open, pulled out its inner stomach, cut that into pieces, and put it in their mouth. In that case, you're actually tasting the stomach acids and the biley juices from the stomach. Oh, here, none of that. Probably the least offensive food here so far.
I agree.
The omesam and the liver, I have tried them before. You can commonly find them. Now, the spleen, I have not tried that before.
It looks so meaty. It looks so beefy. It looks glistening in the light.
Different. Every time I take a bite, it bites back. It just bounces back up into its original form.
It's very springy, almost like a lump, but the taste, sweet, delicate. It is much less offensive than the liver.
That's true.
The lady claims that this is high in iron content, which I believe. The taste of it feels very irony. And if you're one of those people that feels dizzy a lot, then this is supposed to be good for you.
Who are these people who are walking around bumping into stuff? Do you hang out with those people?
I stopped.
Our final food here, the spinal cord. It looks like a tapeworm. God, I wish it was a tapeworm. I could really use some help losing weight. Wow.
It has a consistency of Greek yogurt. It coats my mouth with almost like a dairy film.
Yeah, it's goopy. It's a little bit creamy. It's very soft.
It's a lot easier to consume than I had expected. It really doesn't taste like anything. Like you could get a bunch of it and then look away, look back, and you'd feel like you haven't had anything.
Is that how you eat food? You look away and then you look back and then...
Yeah, that's part of my eating disorder.
All right, gentlemen, if you had to live on one of these for the rest of your life, which would you choose? Jimmy?
I choose no life.
Good.
I choose a spleen. I think texturally wise, it was the easiest to eat, and flavor wise, it was the mildest.
For me, I like the spinal cord a lot, but that stomach, it's a very neutral taste, but a very pleasant texture, very fun to eat. This was amazing, but this is not our finale. What I can say is all this food is bearable, but what we're gonna try next, it's literally gonna push each one of us to our culinary limit. Ready?
You two have fun.
Thank you for joining us today. You are one of the owners at this fermented skate restaurant. In front of us is a food that will test you both physically and spiritually. This right here is Korea's notorious fermented skate. It looks like a stingray. They're kind of in the same flappy fish family, if you will.
Skates are underwater cousins of stingrays, but they come into the world with shorter, thicker tails and no defensive stinger. What we've got here is a skate that's been gutted and fermented. And when I say fermented, I really mean left to rot.
How long has this been fermenting?
이 홍어는 한 달 정도. This one has been there for a month.
A month.
But it's very important that you ferment it in low temperature for a long time. They would put this in a fridge covered in haystack, and that's how this gets fermented.
People might think, oh, it looks scary. No, that's actually not the problem. Clearly, the scariest part about this is the smell. Oh, it stings the nostrils. It is. I'm so sorry. It smells like a men's bathroom at Dodger Stadium.
I don't think I have any more nose hairs after this.
It smells very much like a urinal.
I think I have asthma now.
Skate has been on Korean tables for generations, long before refrigeration, back when fermentation was one of the only ways to preserve food. But still, not even that explains this sea monster's atrocious, sharp scent. You see, this fish has no urinary tract, meaning it releases uric acid through its skin, and that uric acid breaks down into the piercing, violent ammonia stench this food is known for.
What does the fermentation process do for the flavor of the skate?
Because of the ammonia that the skate contains, over time, as it gets fermented, it brings up more of that umami.
In spite of its distinct smell and flavor, you better believe this fish comes with some benefits. Locals believe it helps out with digestion and even detoxification.
This has to be one of the most controversial foods in Korea. There's no way that this is a food that all Koreans love, but foreigners are put off by.
10%, 20% 정도? He believes that about 10 to 20% of the entire population would like the skate.
After being portioned, the wings are sliced thin and served as a sort of sashimi. Meanwhile, the spine and fillets are chopped, tossed into a pot with veggie stock, and seasoned with chili powder. This hearty soup finishes with chopped skate liver. Now only the most pungent, powerful bite of the skate remains untouched. Its nose.
The nose of the skate is the most aromatic, absolute delicacy.
There's a very strong and powerful smell of ammonia. Why is it that the nose is the most prized part?
많이 나오는 양도 아니고요. So its belly has more protein, whereas the nose is more collagen and it's more fragrant. Only so much you can harvest from one skate that makes it more precious.
Supply and demand, baby.
I'm out of here.
The skate's nose is also sliced and served raw, but we'll save this precious part for the last bite. First, we'll warm up with the soup.
It's weird because when I look at this, it looks beautiful. The colors, the vibrancy, the layers. I don't see anything bad here.
It's all about here and in here too. Inside they have the skate liver.
Correct. The liver's been fermented for 10 days.
It has a mild ammonia twinge to it.
It starts off so good.
So good. Oh, wow.
Savory, spicy, but as soon as you bite into it, all of that ammonia gets into your nasal cavities, gets into your cheekbones, even gets to the top of my head right
Yeah, it chokes you out a little bit. My heart's racing right now, guys.
now. Is it really?
I'm nervous. This is bungee jumping with your mouth, and I'm scared because I know that that is just step one of what's coming up. This is fermented skate sashimi.
Next, a dish known as honga samhap. This pungent skate sashimi is served with pork belly and kimchi.
This particular kimchi has been aged for 3 years.
Oh, really?
That's older than a lot of Korean children.
Wow. Not even a two-biter. He just throws it all in.
His nostrils seem to be flaring right now.
Seems like he's having trouble breathing.
Is 911 the same number in Korea?
I think it's 119.
I'll be honest with you guys. As I chew through it, the skate sashimi, it releases the ammonia, that sting. But I feel like the kimchi and the pork, that kind of nullifies it too.
That's what I'm looking for in a food. For it to be nullified.
For it to cancel everything out.
Yeah, I want everything to cancel out and just end up water.
Sonny, fermentation is the name of the game here.
What the heck?
I don't taste anything rotten,
No.
overpowering.
What's going on?
These flavors melt so well together.
I don't believe my own mouth. I agree with this idea that they cancel each other out, but they kind of mellow each other out. And there's a balance created between this big piece of fatty pork and then this kimchi, which tastes delicious. And then I'm searching for that ammonia smell and I can't quite find it. It's getting lost in the mix. Meanwhile, I'm getting a ton of that umami flavor that the chef was talking about earlier. It's a crazy flavor combination. I need to try more. It's so good.
That is delicious. I can see why this is such a great dish.
But this one, I'm not sure if you're gonna feel the same. This is the nose. We're gonna eat simply with sesame oil and salt. Oh, okay.
Why is my tongue starting to burn?
I feel like I took a shot of ammonia.
Oh my god. Ooh. When fermentation happens to cartilage, I believe that the gelatinous flavor just becomes this goo, and there's not much to bite into.
The exact same texture as a sea cucumber, but the smell, the ammonia is so intense. If he said only 10% of Koreans like this dish, only the top 1% of those like this right here. As far as foods goes, it really doesn't get much more extreme than that. The more you bite it, the more you're emitting the strong, powerful ammonia smell. That was a lot.